Hello, our guest today is Professor Diдар Ердинч, Professor of Economics at the American University in Bulgaria. Professor Ердинч is also part of the team behind LBG's executive MBA program, where she works closely with business leaders and connects economic theory with real-world management and decision-making. Thank you for being here.
Thanks for the invitation.
So you've spent much of your career between the US and Bulgaria. Tell us a bit more about this.
Probably it is best that I start with my upbringing in Istanbul. I was born and raised in Istanbul. I went to Bosphorus University for my undergraduate degree in economics. And after graduation, I was offered full scholarship at the University of Southern California to pursue my PhD degree in economics. And once I was finished, I was looking for opportunities in the region, somewhere close to Istanbul, because my family lived there. And here it was. There was this job ad, for job openings for economists by American Economic Association. And I saw the name American University in Bulgaria, for instance. That's how our journey started with this region.
Was there another reason that you left America, or?
To be honest with you, I wanted to be close to my family, and for a good reason. My mother was aging, and I had an older brother who happened to be a medical doctor, and they wanted me back because it was a long time period of separation from them for about 10 years. I was in the States, and therefore they really wanted me back to Istanbul so that they can spend more time with me.
You like the nature, you like the food because it's close to your home?
Yeah. I mean, but you see, if you make a decision to stay in the States, that is for the duration of your lifetime. So I didn't want to live in the States for the rest of my life. And that's why I was looking for some opportunities in the region.
And how did LBG won your attention?
Through this job openings for economists advertisement, which is a regular advertisement for academicians and professors and faculty members. And they were looking for a faculty member in economics. It looked like a perfect fit for me. Initially, I wasn't so actually committed to it. I didn't have a strong commitment to it. And I said, let me give it a try. It is very close to my hometown. Let me try it for, let's say, half a year, and maybe I will stay and make a decision afterwards. And I stayed long time.
For how many years now?
Over 20 years.
Wow, okay. You have a PhD in economics, right?
I have a PhD in economics.
What led you pursue this PhD? Were you inspired by something or someone?
I was very much inspired by my family members, and also I should say that Bosphorus University, where I completed my degree in economics, was a place where there was a great degree of an environment of a democratic academic environment, and also quite sophisticated university with a rigorous training. So at that university, I realized that I could teach and be a faculty member, and I was very inspired by some professors, some people of great integrity and professional excellence. Basically, that's how I started this journey.
And what did you take from your education in the States and manage to put it here to teach your students and to give them this kind of present, because you have this experience in the States and now they are able to get closer to someone who has talked and learned from the best?
I think in the States, when I arrived as a first-year PhD student, I was, of course, given a scholarship, and the nature of the scholarship was in the form of a teaching assistantship. So they put me in a classroom with students close to my age. I was 22 at that time, and I had no experience of teaching. You know, they said, well, why don't you go ahead and teach, at least in this
At
lab.
22?
At 22, I started teaching.
Wow,
yes.
okay.
A very early time. And of course, initially, I did not know how to teach, but I started observing a great deal those professors who happened to be not only top professionals in the field of economics, but at the same time, they were great teachers, inspiring, engaging teachers. So I really learned a great deal from their way of teaching, methods of teaching, how to hold interest in a classroom, how to engage students so that it's an active process of learning. I really learned so much from them, and as years went by actually, I started to learn the profession, or this trade of teaching to university students.
Yeah. So which are your best practices for engaging students? How do you manage to engage their attention? Because we know students usually, well, they can get distracted. Some of them, well, in the American university, not that much, but what are your practices of getting their attention?
I try to relate what they learn in the classroom to what they should expect in real life. So when I actually color my discussions with real life experiences and real life relevance of what they learn, I think they start keeping interest in what I have to say. And that's how I really make them engaged. This is the first method that I use. Second, of course, I have to really explain somewhat dry theoretical economic theories and practices in the life of current modern business environment, how it operates in particular. So as long as I can establish this relevance to contemporary business practices, I think I managed to hold interest.
From everything, it looks like you're a proactive person and teacher, and you also helped shaping the executive MBA program. What makes this program distinct from other programs, and tell us a bit more about it.
It is a 16-month-long program for professionals for career advancement. So once students graduate from EMBA, they can hold important leadership positions in Bulgaria and beyond, and they learn really the best practices of business in contemporary globalized environment. They're ready to lead, and they are ready to apply innovative strategies, business strategies in their future prospective careers. So I think the program is built on this principle. Innovative learning and teaching environment is an integral component of our program. And of course, types of challenges in the business environment that people may face, we try to prepare them for such challenges so that they have prior knowledge on how to prepare themselves.
Which are the biggest challenges nowadays?
In this world, I think global economic uncertainty is the number one challenge, but there are other challenges. Currently, I think there has been in economics some overemphasis on the importance of profitability, importance of responding as a manager to the shareholders, efficiency, cost minimization, all these key concepts of economics, yes, they are still important, but I think given the challenges of the complex business environment, believe that corporations need to be increasingly transform themselves into socially responsible institutions and companies and be able to respond to stakeholders and build alliances with the society and be aware of the impact they have on the society. Therefore, at the company level, it is not sufficient, I think, just to treat the firm on its own. There has to be more emphasis on the type of impact the firm is having on the overall society beyond the corporation. And therefore, firms also should respond to consider stakeholders, take into account stakeholders. Who are these stakeholders? Starting from the employees, they should be really motivated as part of the corporation and have some sense of belonging to the corporation. We know that businesses need to adopt continuous improvement, principle of continuous improvement, but with a view on the potential impact, let's say, on the society, environment, and even beyond. These are very important issues right now. So a business model is about to transform itself at present so that it is more responsive to such factors.
And not only to the employees, but to the whole society.
Whole society, because, yes, of environmental...
Sorry, you said that the employees should be motivated, they should be adaptive. But what are, can you wrap up, what are the main things, the main skills and mindset that managers should have so that they can lead this whole ecosystem?
I think one thing is definitely very critical, a shared mission at the company level, and this has to be communicated to the employees. A shared mission is so important because it may be the very first step towards cultivating a shared sense of belonging to the company. It is not possible to lead in this day and age without making this clear to the employees. They're not there just to contribute to the firm in terms of tasks that they perform. They need to be ready, agile, adaptive, and innovative at times in the face of challenges as in a unified fashion. So to the extent that the company leaders can organize the employees and in terms of around a common goal, I think whatever the challenge, it's going to be much easier to handle or face those challenges. So I think it is the leading manager's job to achieve such a result. So we sometimes say, a learner company based on innovation, agility, resiliency, and so on. But those concepts, I don't think that will be enough unless there's this shared sense of a common goal and common understanding as to where the company is leading or where it is going, in which direction it is moving. And this can also make it much easier for the manager to face the challenges of the current business environment.
It seems that managers nowadays have much more tasks to complete
Yes.
compared to before. Why is that? And is it going to be even harder in the future? How do you foresee managers and economists' roles in the future?
What I can say at this point is that the companies definitely had to cope with the new technological developments, for instance, like AI, artificial intelligence. It is going to be, I think it's going to create a productivity miracle. There will be massive improvements in productivity at the workplace with the use of artificial intelligence. That's a good news. But on the other hand, given the global challenges, increasingly economic decisions are connected with political expectations in the world, at the global scale. So all these will also have certain impacts at the companies, on the companies. And therefore, I think the managers need to really be able to manage or lead with such concerns or considerations in mind, be able to observe what is really happening externally to the company. We cannot think of the company as an island. So it has to be taken, the external conditions, global conditions, outside conditions will be increasingly important for the management of at the micro level of the company, of the firm. And on the one hand, it's definitely a challenge and a big responsibility, obviously. On the one hand, managers should be able to observe what is happening globally, economically, have a very good working knowledge of economics and political developments, how do they impact economic outcomes. For instance, we are now currently seeing the gold prices going up, right? How that influences the exchange rates, the silver the same way. So a working knowledge of economics and politics and power relations external to the company, absolutely this information is quite critical. On the other hand, at the micro level, I think the firms and companies should be aware of and have had a sense of or emotional intelligence, if I may say so, in order to understand what is going on at the micro level, at the firm level, and reward people with innovative abilities at the workplace. So all these considerations, as you can see, increase and enhance the complexity of...
taken in mind.
Exactly.
Yes.
It's getting more
Whoa.
difficult.
Hard to be a manager these days.
I think so, especially at the big companies, very difficult to manage.
Economics are, well, probably bigger, let's say 40 or 50% of everything of the business. Without economics, we can't do business. Business can't exist. So, about economics, because this is your field, tell us a bit more about the development there and the struggles.
Very good question. Thanks for that. Currently, when I look at the economics literature, I think it's the most rigorous of all social sciences in terms of its scientific foundations. We generate theories and we have the ability using advanced econometric techniques to test whether those theories can be accepted or refuted. So it is a very rigorous and well-developed field of science, but at the same time, I think it has new challenges. It's facing some new challenges. Just to start, I can tell you that we could not, as economists, manage to generate growth or knew how to give advice on increasing the material prosperity of people or generate growth and general development, efficiency, profits, and the like. But on the other hand, I think we, to some extent, failed to create a fairer distribution of wealth and income. And the current technological innovations, unfortunately, continue this process of growing income inequality and wealth inequality globally. So it's not only unique to underdeveloped or poorer nations, but even in advanced nations, we see that the proceeds of a firm's profits, obviously the shareholders will receive them. But I think the firms and companies should think beyond just the shareholders. That's when I said concentrate on the social responsibility of the firms and the impact on the society. That's exactly what I mean. I think firms need to share the proceeds of their work more fairly and with a view on the society, because what is being created currently is somewhat a growing gap between really rich people. They are probably innovative people, really with great ideas, But this doesn't prevent the current disillusionment with the capital system, and the economists, I think, should focus more on interdisciplinary nature and the impact of, at the firm level, micro level, impact of such innovative activity on the society. As an example, I think education is an incredible vehicle for social mobility and improvement. How do I know that? When I first joined AUBG, our students were very disillusioned, traumatized with the transition process. And they were willing to acquire a good education so that they can manage, or they can become really, somebody, good professionals.
We're talking about the 2000s.
2000s, exactly, during this process to the market economy. They were aspiring students, and they wanted to do better as compared to their families, and go beyond the poverty, which was the outcome initially, at least, of the market transition. Of course, later on, growth picked up, and the wages started to improve, and the incomes start to grow. But initially, I could sense the disillusionment with the communist period, and even in its aftermath, the initial years of transition was especially difficult.
Yes.
Yes, exactly. And but going back to the innovative practices at the business level, I can see that the society currently also feel somewhat excluded from this process of innovation and productivity enhancements at the company level. So I think there's need for really close cooperation with the universities and with the governments, so as to generate a fair distribution of the proceeds of this innovative capacity of the firms and the companies. So education will also benefit from this. It's going to be, for instance, if companies can create at least certain funds for improving education with a view on environment, start being concerned more about the environment, especially environmental degradation, and start building alliances with non-profit organizations, local governments. I think it is going to work for the benefit of the entire society. And in the meantime, education will benefit from this process, and therefore it's going to be a great symbiosis. Otherwise, I think to some extent capitalism can be considered to be doomed, because if we do not respond to the society's expectations in terms of better standards of living, in terms of better opportunities for education, it's going to be very, very difficult. So when I see in advanced nations, for instance, students protesting in France and elsewhere about lack of access to free education or affordable education, I realize increasingly that they feel excluded this process of huge developments, improvements in at the innovative level. And I think this symbiosis, if that can be achieved, if education can be an important component of this process and benefit from, let's say, company funds, it would give a better sense of belonging for the young people. And I think it will also generate fair, more equitable distribution of income and wealth in the society. So if you ask me what is the major threat, or I would say problem at the present global capitalist system, that's how I would respond to you. I think there's need for more environmental considerations, need for protecting the environment, and the companies should be able to or should receive the right incentives to work towards that goal of protecting the environment, and at the same time there has to be more concern regarding the distribution of income and wealth, and of course our governments should be more effective to be able to create such a process.
And develop it. Yeah, about the young people, how do you see your students at the American university?
Very socially responsible, I can tell you. And I'm very much impressed with their concern about the environment and the societal impact of their education. And so I think I'm very proud to say that they're not there just to learn the tenets of or teachings of economics or business. Basically, they want to give back to the society. So socially responsible people, I think we are educating at AUBG, and I'm very happy and pleased about that.
You're surely an inspiration for them.
Thank you.
And I will bring it back to your past, to your history. Who was your inspiration back in your 20s?
Someone in your family, for example?
Family, of course.
Yeah.
I had a tremendous person as my mother, and then I was blessed with a very, incredibly nice family with rich spirits, dignity, work ethics,
Did they
passion.
have something in common with economics or other
Not really.
serious fields?
Not really, but I can see there was something common. They were in public service, meaning they liked to serve others. So there was this sharing culture, a culture of sharing. My family actually held posts when under Ottoman Empire. They were either top-level bureaucrats, doctors, or doctors, medical doctors, or combined medical science with military ranks, like my great-grandfather, Behçet Pasha. And he was a military commander, yet at the same time was educated in Paris and sent by the Sultan to Paris to get optometry education. And upon return, on the way back to Istanbul, he opened the second big hospital's optometry department, and also was in the service of the Sultan, but he didn't like it that much. He was a jeune Turk, meaning more progressive, educated person. And of course, that's old generation. But later,
were the women also that inspiring in working in? Or you're the first one, or your mother?
No, I do have my aunt, who happened to be. She was actually the head lawyer in the Turkish Republic. Really, very first group or the team of workers, female workers. And she was a top lawyer at the in the Vakıfs.
Yeah, in a time when women were quite.
This is after the Republic.
Okay.
So this was after the Republic. Was long. I think in the 40s she graduated at the top of her class from Ankara University Law School. This is 40s, very early, really after the...
This is what I'm saying, at the time when women didn't have that much of a, I won't say voice, but a place among
in the society.
In the society,
Yes.
among the serious professions.
But I think the Republic changed all that, radically transformed the role of, very quickly transformed the role of females in the society. And actually, to some extent, Mustafa Kemal Atatürk adopted the Bulgarian tradition of teaching.
In what way?
Sending teachers to the villages to educate the masses. So he adopted that principle because after independence, Bulgarian teachers started to, educate young people, going to village after village. So that was the educational reform in Bulgaria after independence. And I think to some extent, Mustafa Kemal adopted this methodology and improved the writing and reading abilities of the population. Only 3 to 4% of population could read and write during the Ottoman period. So there was this massive educational reform, sweeping reforms in those years, in the early 30s, and females' role definitely changed in the society. They started to become more active in public life, and my aunt, my father's older sister, went to this university, Ankara University, to get educated in law and assumed a very important post in Ottoman Vakıf. A vakıf is a charitable endowment, and in Istanbul, it is a unified framework. And she was not only a very strong lawyer, but at the same time could understand and read and write in beautiful Turkish and also Ottoman language. So it was really because she had to be able to read the documents of the vakıfs. And these are, as I said, like property donations under the vakıf by rich people for education, for medical services, etc. Land basically is donated by rich individuals, or used to be. So the vakıfs managed that property and the charitable organizations and defended the rights of these charitable organizations. So she was a very inspiring figure in my life. But at the same time, my mother, we lost our father I was very young, 3.5 years old. And my brother was like something around 7, 8 years old. So my mother really was a very inspiring person and very supportive and incredibly devoted individual. And she had this innate ability to understand child psychology, for instance, without putting pressure, too much pressure on the kids and the children, like brother and me. Really, she managed to cultivate a nice understanding of what it means to have a dignified life, professional life, what it is to separate right from wrong. And I think, learned so much from her, and she was very important for our professional and personal growth. And she never remarried, but she devoted her life to us. So she was really very important for my personal path.
And now I see why you have this really deep inside you to have the need and to give out good and to learn, to teach people to to inspire and everything. So to wrap up this interview, tell us now about your life in Bulgaria. You have been here for 20 years now, but can you tell us which are your favorite cities, for example? What do you like most about Bulgaria?
So many things I like, but one favorite city is Plovdiv.
Oh, okay,
where you're
that's
coming
my
from.
hometown, yes.
I love the cosmopolitan nature of Plovdiv. Filibe, in the old name, with the old name of Filibe. Plovdiv is, I think, has a great deal of history, which I like. When I visit different cities, I like to see whether there's some historical artifacts that I can visit and, get inspired by them. So Plovdiv is one such city, and it has been renovated, I think, with European funds, and it is currently very attractive. I like it. I like that cultural heritage in Plovdiv. Of course, I like Sofia a lot too. I came to especially enjoy Sofia over the years, and I have seen it transforming itself from a relatively socialist style, a dark and gloomy city into a vibrant city where so many can, as you can see, even today we are talking about so many things in the city of Sofia, in a TV studio, and I look around and I see a vibrant city. Business is quite thriving, if you ask me, and the people are really have been very devoted to what they're doing in the city, and I think culturally it has a lot to offer. So I like, in particular, Sofia and Plovdiv.
And not as the professor or the leader or the motivator, as the woman Didar, what is your favorite thing to do in your free time?
I like to read a lot, and definitely I like to watch movies.
Which is your favorite movie?
Oh, well, Last of the Mohicans.
Okay.
That was an excellent movie in my view. And of course, I liked Dr. Zhivago a lot. Once Upon a Time. This was a very famous movie. And therefore, I'm a movie-going person. Now, currently, I don't have time to go to movies, so I watch it on Netflix from time to time. In addition, of course, in sports, on that area, I like to swim a lot.
Okay.
So during the summer, whenever I get a chance, I do swim at the, near the coasts of my summer home in Bodrum, and these are the two things that I like the most.
Amazing.
And of course, concerts and music. And
Okay. Before the interview, you told me that you know a little bit Bulgarian already.
Yes.
So, which is your favorite word to end?
Doviždane.
Doviždane.
I love the sound of
Really?
it. Yes. From day one, when I heard it, I said Doviždane has such a musical tone to it.
It's so suitable to say it right now because we're ending the interview. So, guys, let's say it together.
Doviždane.